Okay, class, now we are at the last type of question for trigo solving. It's for double angle formula. So that's why you can see at my screen top right corner, you'll see all the double angle formula. Of course, it also includes tangent formula, but it's too long to be written. Okay, so for question 21, let's look at it. Why is this a double angle formula question? So you see 2 sine x cos x minus 1 equals 0. If this is just 2 sine x cos x equals to 0, I can easily solve it without using double angle because there will be a presence of zero product. But for this case, I can't do any factorization, and I actually have 2 trigo terms. So because of that, I have 2 trigo terms. I can't really solve like this. I need to use double angle to reduce the 2 trigo terms to become one single one. Okay, let's do one to let you all see. Okay, so for this case, right, you will see this is sine x cos x. So instead of doing range for this time round, I'm going to start off with solving for the reference angle first. Okay, so we write it as like this. What do you realize that's the same? Like, which double angle do you think I can use? I hope it's quite obvious. You know that this one is actually just equals to sine 2x. This one equals to 0. So here, if I want to make my trigo ratio, trigo sine, cosine, tangent or something has a subject before I do reference angle, this is what I will get. Correct? Okay, so now at this step already, then I can go back to my range. So it means to say that I need to find the range for 2x instead of just x degree. So since I know that x is between 0 to 360 degree, so the range for my 2x is actually, so I'll take my lower range and sub it into the x. 2 times 0 is 0 degree. So my upper range is 360 degree. 2 times 360 is 720 degree. So this is the range I'm working with. Okay, so again, back to our reference angle. So for this case, I need to find what is my reference angle. So back to my calculator again. Can I use it straight away with my calculator? I hope you can see my mode is wrong again. It's in radian mode. So I'll go into setup, 0 and 0. Make sure that it's in the correct degree. If it's degree, it's degree. If it's radian, it must be radian. So for this case, right, I just need to know sine inverse of 1. Student who are faster, you will see that isn't sine, like when you get sine something equals to 1/2 square root 2 over 2, it's actually a special angle. So here you get a very nice value called 90 degree. So I write in 90 degree. Okay, next step as usual. I need to find my quadrant again. So let's do here, ASTC. Okay, so which quadrant will it be at if my sign of that value is positive, is 1? So I hope you can see it's the first 2 quadrant. So since it's the first 2 quadrant, I will have the value reference angle, and for this case it's 180 minus reference angle here. Okay, now back to this. So I can solve for my question. I can do my question already. Okay, so do take note. This is 2x. So when I'm solving for my answer, right, since this is 2x, my answer here I will write it as 2x is equals to. Okay? Then I know that it's in my first quadrant and my second quadrant here. Okay? Why am I so careful now? Because there is a range, and the range may require more than one cycle. So for this case, right, the first one we will get, they will be just 90 degree. The second one will be 180 minus 90 degree, which also happen to be 90 degree, which means I can just take one of them will do lah. I don't need to consider 2. So just look at the first quadrant will do. So 90 degree is within the range 0 to 720. Do you think there exists another round? So if I add 360 to 90, okay, let's say 360, I add it to 90 degree, you will see that set 450. Is 450 within the range of 0 to 720? So obviously it is, right? So 450 degree is my another cycle. It's still one of the answers. Do you think I can add 360 again? You can try, but you will see that if I add another 360, it's 810. It's out of the range for 720. Meaning, I don't need to consider that. And that's all. I only got 2 different answers. Okay? But am I finding for 2x? Every time when we ask you to find or solve for trigo ratio, solve for trigo equation, you will always be finding for x, not 2x or not a 3x or whatever. Okay, so in order to get 2x to become x, you just need to divide by 2. Hopefully you can see that. So my answer will be 45 degree, and 450 divided by 2 will be 225 degree. Okay, and therefore my answer, I'll just write it nicely with my ascending order, comma, 225 degree. And that's all. Okay, is this clear? The first question is a warm up. The number is nicer. Hopefully you can understand. Okay, if you find that you're quite confident with it, right, you can try 22 on your own before you watch the next video. Okay, see you then.